What's up everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to make this awesome squirrel feeder. I found it on Pinterest and runforcookies.com. Make sure you go check them out. So let's get started. Here's the cut list. 7 1-inch by 2-inch by 8-inch, 4 1-inch by 1.5 inch by 5 inches, cut at a 22.5 degree angle. 1-inch by 1.5 by 12 inches, 1-inch by 1.5 by 5 inches. The entire feeder can be made from a single 1x4 furring strip. Here are the tools you will need: safety glasses, earplugs, a pencil, and a tape measure, sander, jigsaw, router, quarter round router bit, a drill, 1/8-inch drill bit, 3/8-inch spade bit, 1.25 screws, also 1 5/8 screws, clamps. Miter saw, mainly used for making angled cuts. If you have it handy, a router table. Using your 1x4, you need to make 7 8-inch pieces. Using your miter saw, cut your first 8-inch piece. Is a little over 3 1/4 inches wide, and I need to make them 2 inches. If you have a table saw, this is really easy to do. I don't have one, so I'm using my jigsaw. I set up a little jig so I could easily fit the boards in there and cut them quickly. I measured from the blade to the edge of the guide, 1.5 inches. Measured 2 inches, flipped the board around, and I set the white board so that it's a 1/2 inch over the board that I need to cut. That 1/2 inch plus the 1.5 inches from the edge of the jigsaw to the blade gives me the 2 inches for the board I need to cut. The wood that fell off, we'll use that later. And there you go, 2-inch piece. There you go, 3 for the tabletop, 2 for each seat. Next we'll make our table legs. We'll use the 22.5 angle for the table leg. Now we'll use those scrap pieces to make our legs. Measure 5 inches. Scrap pieces from the first cuts. I need 2 of them at 5 inches straight cut. For the seat supports, you need to use the leftover 1x4. Make 2 pieces at 1.5 inches by 12 inches. Now trim those like we did the tabletop. Use the small piece for the seat support. Here are the final cut pieces: tabletop and seats, table legs, seat supports, tabletop support. Use the router to give everything a finished look. Time to make the wood nice and smooth. All the cutting and sanding is done. Now it's time to assemble. I'm using the seat supports as a straight edge to align the 3 tabletop pieces. We'll start by attaching the legs to the tabletop support. I set the leg 1.5 inches back from the edge of the table. The support is 2 1/4 inches back from the edge of the table. I made a couple of marks for easy alignment. I just eyeballed the center of the leg over the gap in the tabletop, then made a few marks to line up the table leg. Here's a tip so you don't drill too far. Measure how far down you want the drill bit to go, then use a piece of tape to mark that, and now you know when to stop drilling. Drive the screw a little through to the other side, and then you can line it up with the hole in the table leg. Eyeball center and make a few marks for the other leg. At this point, you don't have to screw in the table legs to the tabletop support, and you'll see why in a few minutes. Repeat that whole process for the other table leg. Attach the legs to the table. Check and mark our drill bit depth. I took the table legs off so I could drill and screw the tabletop support to the tabletop. Check the measurements, just making sure the support lines up with where I want the table legs to be. I added clamps to keep the tabletop square. Not necessary, but it is a great help. Use a 3/8 inch spade bit to countersink the screw. You only need to drill about 1/4 inch. Use an 1 5/8 screw to attach. Once your holes are drilled, you can wait to attach the tabletop support. Reattach the legs to the support. Now attach the support to the tabletop. The legs are done, now we add the seat support. It's 2 5/8 inches from the bottom of the table to the top of the seat support. Measure 3 7/8 from the inside of the table leg to the outside of the seat support. Now the tricky part, because the table legs are on the other side, we have to drill at an angle to attach our seat support. Now the other side. It's a scrap piece of wood so I could line the seat with the tabletop. Lined up my drill. And screw down the seat. And forget to turn the camera back on. Now the other side. There you have it, the finished squirrel feeder. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.